What's up, y'all? Look at where we are. We in the park, baby. We in the park. Oh, I'm gonna get settled here for a second. Give it just a second for my viewer retention to go down. Let's just stand on the let's just crouch on the mud right here. No, actually, I'm gonna sit on the wet stone. I decided to sit on the wet stone instead of crouching in the mud. Okay, today's topic: good versus evil. I am doing this because it was recommended to me by a friend, and it's something we discuss often. I mean, it's sort of like it's like the ultimate thing, right? Duality. Man, if I just yapped about the whole topic, we'd be here for a couple of hours. So, I hadn't put any thought into this video at all. Let me think for a second. Let me let the viewer retention go down a little more. Is it necessarily good to be good? You know, would it maybe be better to live your life the way you desire as opposed to these expectations of good? I mean, my personal opinion, I think good is completely a human construct. You see a zebra get ripped apart by a crocodile, and you're like, is that good? Is it good that the crocodile got to eat? Is it bad that the zebra got, I said zebra like I'm fucking English. The zebra got eaten? I mean, who's the judge of all this shit? And people are going to have an obvious answer. Well, it's God, of course. And I'm like, well, I suppose if you believe in God, that's a really good answer. But simultaneously, if you choose to believe that this is just something we as people have imposed on the world, like, y'all remember those projectors in school? Some of y'all had them, some of y'all don't, but they had the clear sheets so you could like draw over the picture or whatever you're projecting. I think that's something we, if I'm using the right word, we transpose onto our reality, and that good and evil are in the they are judged by the eye of the beholder, not by God ultimately. My opinion. But despite that fact, I still try to be good. I mean, I'm still a person. My brain still operates in this transposed system. Like one day I might try to decide to attempt to ascend that or remove the layer. But for now, I'm just trying to be graceful and gracious and all the other good things. Is what Luigi Mangione did good? You know, what did Obama do something good when he, and I'm not singling out Obama, every president has done this, but like when the president calls in a fucking drone strike and children die, they get fucking blown up, like just meat, bits of pulverized meat smeared across concrete. When the president does that to get rid of some bad guys that are threatening us, is that a good thing? So good versus evil definitely exists. Good and evil definitely exists. But it's like, it's so fucking complicated to the point where I often I'll default to the heart if my mind cannot, because I think that's what you have to do. You have to default to the heart if your mind can't compute it, because otherwise you'll go crazy or you'll go mad, and you'll often end up making the wrong decision. I mean, using your heart can still, it's not very logical, but it's not irrational, I suppose. Winston's. I like the Winstons. My grandfather put me onto them. Are there people that are like genuinely, definitely, completely evil? Probably. People doing some sick shit, man. I mean, the biggest evil thing I often think about is like human trafficking. Like, I think a lot of people think of like murder or rape as like the worst thing. And murder, I think those two are second to human trafficking for two reasons, right? One, murder is like, don't do that. That's a really like not cool thing to do to somebody else, like taking their life and all without their consent. But like the revenge element doesn't add more justification, but I feel like it adds a little bit more righteousness. The rape thing is also clearly horrible, but if somebody was like raped and they got let go, like they have the trauma, they have the this, they have the everything else, but they still get to like live their life afterwards. I think human trafficking is the worst because it's like time is valuable, and it's like the only crime where you don't have freedom afterwards. I suppose it depends on the duration, but if it was me, I'd much rather have some like a one-time traumatic thing happen as opposed to like years, if not my whole life, of no freedom. Because that's like a life devastated versus a life ruined. Like you can come back from devastation, but when you're ruined, that's the definition. You're done. You're cooked. It's over. I've been talking about 93% cooked. Um, a lot of y'all are devastated. Y'all aren't ruined. You don't. I'm not saying I do either, but y'all don't know what real cooked looks like. It's like it's fucking tragic. Oh, I'm just gonna kill myself because like people don't like me and I'm like I have no friends and oh I can't get a girlfriend and oh my job is shitty or oh, I can't get a job and I'm like oh wait a second, are you one of those babblers who's just lost their brain from frying it with drugs, or they have schizophrenia and they literally lost themselves? I was talking with a coworker and she's like, yeah, a lot of these homeless people, they didn't know they had schizophrenia because it most of the time hits you in your early 20s, and then they have an episode, nobody knows where they are, they lose themselves, and then they're gone. They're just gone. You're not there. You're not there. It's like it's the difference between salvageable and, like I said, ruined. I feel like true evil is like ruined. It's like true evil. A lot of people have it twisted where we're like full evil with the spark of light, but I think we're like full light with the spark of like fire, destruction, or just carnage. Because a lot of these irrational, satanic may I say, despite not being religious, truly disgusting type things are the basis for reset, destruction. You know, I'm not like a super conservative guy, but the breakdown of certain societal norms and this descent into weird, creepy, antisocial behavior that everybody's participating in really freaks me out. I mean, that's you're talking about evil in our world. It's that. It's, you know, I'm glad you're watching my video, but maybe just make this one like the last for the day, and like go outside and like do some shit, because otherwise you might regret it, and then you'll fall into this path of loathing and disgust for yourself and the desire to do evil things. Well, yeah, I'll try and make next video a happier one. I focused a lot on the evil, not on the good, but that's about it. That's about it, y'all. Peace. Oh, wait, I'm not pressing the right button.